Hello everyone, welcome to Voice of the Wild, an environment and wildlife podcast initiative by Naturalist Foundation. With this podcast, we bring you closer to the world of wildlife conservation, scientific research and government environmental policies. I am Muskan Fakir and I'll be your speaker for today. Today I will be talking about some indigenous tribes of India and what sort of role do they play in conservation. So without making you all wait, let's get started. India is a diverse country, a fact that is visibly prominent in its people, culture and climate. But what draws India close to a mysterious and indifferent picture are the indigenous tribes of India. Far from India's modern trends and economical development, they own their personal identities as Adivasis. Adi meaning of earliest times or from the beginning, and Vasi meaning inhabitants or residents. These aboriginals have their own language, religion, festivals, cuisine, dance and music. With such an enigmatic culture and hospitality, they also significantly hold a contrasting patriarchal and matriarchal society. The tribal population in India covers approximately 15% of the country, majority residing in the central India, and make up 9% of the total population. Human feelings and cultural systems, however ancient it had been, have an embedded caring for the environment since the existence of human beings on the surface of the earth. Indian tribes have lived and nurtured the Indian jungle, its unique flora and fauna for centuries now. They have been living together as one, the forest, the animals and the tribes. There's no coincidence that so many tribes live within natural reserves. They know how to coexist with the animals and have managed to protect their environment for generations. They can be called as the true guardians and conservationists of the natural world. Tribal communities of India live in various eco-geoclimatical regions comprising of hills, forests, rivers and natural wealth. They coped up with the environment and developed an intimate relationship with the natural surrounding through indigenous knowledge and wisdom. Forests and natural resources form the basics of their survival and therefore carry huge value in tribal life and culture. Nature became the part and parcel of their lives and livelihood, which is manifested through their cultural traditions, religions, beliefs, practices, oral traditions of stories, legends, myths, songs, and also their art forms. They not only considered the forest as the most important part of their life, but the whole environment. They live on basic elements provided by the nature. They consider every part of the environment, from trees to rivers, as very important part of their life, as they are the only means of human survival as per their understanding. The tribals treated with love and respect. In India, religion plays an important role in conservation. Most of the tribes in India are nature worshippers. Forest, rock, rivers and mountains are sacred to them. They believe in spirits that live in nature and natural surroundings and may be good or bad for their life. They have given the environment the status of God as they worship the natural objects. They even protect their environment considering it as their responsibilities to their ancestors because they believe that their ancestors live in nature and reside in natural objects. The tribal communities conserve and preserve their environment through traditional knowledge and wisdom. This knowledge has been accumulated through a long way of observation, natural resource use practices, and transmission over the generation. For example, Janukuruba tribe from Karnataka have sacred places in the forest where they have small statues made of mud to worship. Similarly, Soliga tribe from southern Karnataka worship trees and stone. Mising tribe from Assam worship the river, sending out boats made of banana leaves containing offerings for the river deity. They are also seen to follow totemism, which is an aspect of religious belief centered upon the devotion of sacred objects like totems. The members of a kinship group, significantly a blood relationship, shared the beliefs of having a common totem. A totem is a being, object, or symbol representing an animal or plant that serves as an emblem for a group of people. Totem plays an important role in the internal organization of tribal societies and clans. The totemic clans are associated with animals and plants. They maintain special relationship and affinities with those animals and plants on whose name their clans are based. For example, Bara clan do not eat bar fruits by splitting or cutting it into pieces but are allowed to eat it as a whole. Likewise, the clan members of Tika clan, killing, hunting and domesticating of monkeys is a taboo. The people of Barwa clan never hunt the wild dogs. Likewise, some trees are considered sacred and are worshipped in two forms, namely the worship of tree in its natural form and worship of tree in its spiritual form. Such trees are always available plenty in and around their habitat. Say the sal tree, which is greatly worshipped by tribal people of eastern India and is associated with their festivals. The Kharwars of Jharkhand district regard the khar grass as their totem and would not cut or injure it while growing. This practice indirectly helps to conserve the said variety of grass in their locality. All such practices of indigenous communities are good examples of environment conservation. And despite the dense vegetation, they don't need any maps to roam around. They are like the Google Maps of the forest and also have an extraordinary and intimate knowledge about the trees and the animals. They can detect an animal by its smell, deduce an elephant's anger by the way it holds its trunk, what kind of leaves are poisonous, which ones have medicinal properties, and which ones are good for cooking. Many tribes were food gatherers and hunters. They used to roam around the forest looking for fruits, roots, vegetables, honey, or wild animals. Some groups manipulated the local landscape to maintain its heterogeneity. But both of these practices are banned for the sake of conservation. Our scheduled tribe shows a sense of responsibility for future generation by their reciprocal relationship with the forest and respect for the cycle of nature. Their customs dictate that they should never take more than what they need or waste anything. Many work on the principle of giving back to the nature what they take from it. Despite the claim of many conservationists, for tribal people, wildlife is not a threat, and neither are they to the animals. They laugh when asked about the tiger being frightening. They have always lived together for years. Many tribes, such as the Chenchu, worship the tiger considering it both a god and a member of their large spiritual family, which includes other animals such as leopard, monkeys, and deers. For others, such as the Baiga and the Missing tribe, the tiger is seen as a companion with whom they share the forest. Thanks to this acceptance of the tiger, the animals are thriving in area where the tribal people have not been evicted yet. A recent census has shown that the number of tigers in one tiger reserve has increased way above the average since the Soliga became the first tribe to have their rights to stay in a tiger reserve. Evidence proves that tribal people are better at looking after their environment than anyone else, and therefore they are best placed to protect the tiger and its forest. In spite of this, current conservation practices threaten to destroy India's tribal guardians and their natural heritage by illegal evicting communities from their ancestral homelands and criminalizing their subsistent activities. For tribal people, their link to their land is visceral and the key to all animal survival. To which questions can be raised as to how can they live without the jungle? How can the jungle live without them? I hope all of you enjoyed this podcast. We will keep posting such content every week. Please like, share, and subscribe or follow us to stay updated. Also, please support us on Patreon to show appreciation towards our young team that creates and provides such informative content. Link is mentioned below in description. Thank you and see you next time.